Hello reading community, Mrs. Ivester here again with you all today, and I wanted to film this video that's inspired by the OBOB list for 2020-2021. And a lot of readers out there have been asking me, Mrs. Ivester, what should I read at home? I need some good book recommendations. And my first instinct is to go ahead and take a look at the list of OBOB books for next year. And the list is out online. You can find it just by searching OBOB 2020-2021. And I am also going to attach in this assignment for you all a list of where you can find all of these books online, since we don't have access to libraries right now. But I happen to have two of them in my hands right now. One of them is Bob, and the other one is A Wolf Called Wander. And I'm really torn which one of these I should be reading at home right now. And so I thought I would read a little bit from both of them. And then what I would like to know is I want you to tell me which one you would like me to continue reading. And so after you listen to this video, there's a Google form and you can go and vote for which book you enjoyed better. And I will continue reading that one for you all online. And then I'll also get to continue reading it myself. So we're going to start with Bob. This is by Wendy Mass and Rebecca Stead. Wendy Mass has written tons of children's books. And Rebecca Stead used to be, or I guess she still is, an author for adults, but she wanted to dive into the world of writing books for kids. And so she teamed up with Wendy Mass, and they created this wonderful book for us. I'm going to read the inside cover to get us started, so we have a little bit of an explanation of what the book is about, and then we'll get started. It's been 5 years since Libby and her family have visited Libby's grandmother in Australia. Now that Libby's back, she has the feeling she's forgotten something really, really important about Gran's house. It turns out she's right. Bob, a short greenish creature dressed in a chicken suit, didn't forget Libby or her promise. He's been waiting 5 years for her to come back, hiding in a closet like she told him to. He can't remember who or what he is, where he came from, or if he even has a family. But 5 years ago, Libby promised she would help him find his way back home. Now it's time to keep that promise. Clue by clue, Libby and Bob will unravel the mystery of where Bob comes from and discover the kind of magic that lasts forever. Wendy Mass and Rebecca Stead, two masterminds of classic middle grade fiction, come together to craft an enduring tale about the magic of friendship and the power of childhood. All right, let's get started. Chapter 1 is called Libby. I felt bad that I can't remember anything about Gran Nicholas's house. On the table in her kitchen, Gran has lined up 3 things I do not remember. A green stuffed elephant in overalls, a net bag full of black chess pieces, a clunky old tape recorder. You loved these things when you were here before, Gran Nicholas tells me. But I don't remember any of it. Not the horses, Gran Nicholas says, pointing out the window to a dusty yard. Maybe there were horses there once. Not the pigs, Gran Nicholas says, pointing out the back door. If I squint, I can make out some pigs behind a fence, but I don't remember them. Not this, she says, holding up the green stuffed elephant. When you were here before, you wouldn't let go of it. You carried it everywhere. You wouldn't let anyone get near it. But it's like I've never laid eyes on that green stuffed elephant in my life. It could have been anyone's green stuffed elephant, and I would not have minded. Mom looks nervous. She wants me to remember, but it's her fault I don't. She brought me here for a month when I was 5 and didn't bring me back again until now, when I am practically 11. 10 and a half. Almost. Of course, I do remember Gran herself because we talk on the phone every week and we write each other postcards. Gran tells me of the news of Australia and I tell her of the news of Massachusetts. She came to visit us once for 2 weeks, but I don't remember one thing about her house. Actually, maybe I do remember one thing. I think I remember a wrong chicken. I remember chickens, and one chicken that was different. One chicken was not like the other chickens, is what I remember. But standing here in the kitchen with everyone looking at me, I don't know how to ask Gran about that. I pick up the elephant. It's soft and floppy. I still don't remember it. Gran Nicholas sighs. She doesn't say what I know. She says what I want to her to say, which is, we should have come back sooner. On the other hand, Australia is very far away from Massachusetts. If you want to get from our house to Gran Nicholas's house, this is what you have to do. 1. Drive from Massachusetts to New York City for 4 hours. 2. Park the car and wait for a bus to the airport. 3. Take a plane for 7 hours to California. 4. Get off that plane. 5. Take another plane for 19 hours to Melbourne, Australia. 6. Get off that plane. 7. Wait in 3 different lines while official people look at your bags and your papers. 8. Wait in the rental car line. 9. Drive the car for 2 hours in Australia. 10. Get to Gran's house. Now, Mom's going to leave me here again while she goes to visit all of her friends from growing up. The baby is too young to stay with Gran Nicholas, so she's going with Mom. I wonder what it's like here at night. I look at the chess pieces. Does Gran have the white ones? I open my mouth to ask, but instead I hear myself say, "Are there chickens?" Yes! She gets excited, and Mom looks happy. Gran grabs my hand and runs me out to the yard, where some chickens are pecking in the dirt. I look them over, but they all look regular. Are these all the same chickens? I ask Gran Nicholas. She says they are all different chickens, but the idea of chickens is right. I don't exactly know how to ask the next question. Did you used to have one that was weird? Weird? She asks. Maybe there wasn't a weird one, or maybe they don't say weird in Australia. Never mind, I say. I realize I'm squeezing something in my hand that Gran is not holding. I open it and see one of the black chess pieces, a pawn. Then, coming back into the house with Gran, I see Gran's black stairs. They have carpet on them, and I suddenly know that I have bumped down those stairs. Did I ever bump down those stairs? I ask Gran, pointing. Yes, she says. You loved bumping down those stairs. You had a name for it. A name for the stairs? No, for bumping down them. You called it something. I think she is right. I think I did call it something, but neither of us can remember what it was. Now that I've remembered the chickens and the stairs, Mom looks happier. Like maybe Gran won't think we stayed away for too long after all. The baby starts doing some pre-crying in her baby seat. Dad and I invented the word pre-crying, which means the crying that comes right before the really loud crying. Mom isn't fussing with her because she wants me to know that this trip is about me having a special time with Gran, and not just for Gran to finally see the baby in real life. I heard Mom talking to Dad about it the day we left home. Mom said, "I want Olivia to know that this trip is about her having a special time with Gran, not just about the baby." And Dad said, "I know, hun. You told me yesterday and this morning." Dad didn't come to Australia with us. He's at home building a new room for the baby. He says it'll be ready when we get back. Then I sort of remember another thing. It's something about the second floor, but I'm not sure exactly what about the second floor it is. I'm still squeezing that black pawn. It feels so good in my hand. "Is there something about the second floor?" I ask. "Yes," Gran says. "The second floor is where your room is, and your 4-poster bed." But what I remember about the second floor is not a big bed with a canopy. I still don't know what that is, but that's not it. It's... May I be excused, I ask, already turning toward the stairs. "I'll come up with you," Mom says. Your room used to be my room when I was a little girl, remember? I stop, one hand on the railing of the carpet stairs that I used to bump down. For some reason, I think I'm supposed to go up alone. I glance at Beth Ann, who is still wiggling in her seat. Our eyes meet, as if she knows I'm thinking. She quits her pre-crying and makes her someone feed me whimper. Mom turns toward her, torn between the two of us. I zoom up the stairs. The doors along the upstairs hallway are open. I peek into what must be Gran's room, where a patchwork quilt is pulled over the bed. I pass the bathroom where the soaps are in the shapes of ducks and chicks and pretend to march along the counter toward the sink. By the time I reach the last room, my room, I'm almost running. I'm not sure why. Then I see the closet. I still don't remember the bed or the bright pink curtains. But I remember this closet. It's small. The doors seem like only half a door, and there can't be much room on the other side. I think I left something inside, something really, really important. My hand reaches for the doorknob. I know exactly where the light cord is, and I watch my hand reach out and pull it. The light flickers on. Here's what I see. A high shelf jammed with shoe boxes and falling down stacks of old comic books. Below that, clothes on hangers dangle from a bar. There's a tutu with sequins and a few summer dresses for someone a lot smaller than me. Maybe Gran is keeping them for Beth Ann in a long, long time. Right now, Beth Ann is so small she can barely keep a shirt on. One shoulder is always falling out of the neck hole. If I try to fix it, she cries. On the floor under the little dresses, a Lego pirate ship sits on the brown carpet. It has 4 sails and a mast and a tower lookout and even a swimming pool. It must have taken a long time to build. Next to the pirate ship is a thick old dictionary, and standing on top of the dictionary is a small zombie wearing a chicken suit. He's rubbing his eyes. A Lego pirate clutched on one green hand. When his eyes adjust to the light, he uses them to look up and down. Then he says, "You're back. Took you long enough." And that's the end of this chapter. The next chapter happens to be called Bob. All right, so if you enjoyed that one, think about if you might want to vote for this choice. I'm going to turn one thing off really quickly here. And now I have our second selection, A Wolf Called Wander. And as I open up this book, there's also some information right here about what the book is about. This book is by Roseanne Parry. Swift, a wild wolf cub, lives with his pack in the mountains. When a rival pack attacks Swift and his family scatter, and Swift sets out on an incredible journey through the dense forests into the barren wilderness and across flowing water. The trip is dangerous and full of peril, and Swift encounters fire, hunger, hunters, and highways as he wanders. Will Swift find the courage to survive? Will he even find a place to call home? And the cool thing about this book is it is based off of a wolf here in Oregon. And the last paragraph about the book says, "A Wolf Called Wander is based on the extraordinary true story of a wolf named OR7, a wild wolf who traveled a remarkable 1,000 miles across the Pacific Northwest." So let's get started with A Wolf Called Wander. First chapter looks like it is called Pack. I begin in darkness, and my nose tells me everything I know. I have a brother, sharp, bigger than me, and all growl. I have sisters, Pounce, who loves to wrestle, and Wag, who talks with her tail, and best of all, my brother, Warm, who likes to curl up under my chin, the only pup smaller than me. I nose each one of them in the damp dirt above the dry grass below. I circle the den while the others drowse. I take test runs up the tunnel. They call me Swift because I was the first to stand up and walk. Wherever my legs take me, I always circle back to the empty hollow spot in the center of the den that smells like home, like the thing I can never smell enough. And then she comes out of the wind, the best of all smells, Mother. She turns around once, nose touching each of us in turn, and then lies down in her hollow. Sharp, Pounce, and Wag dive for her belly to drink. I could have been first, but Mother's fur is full of smells. From her hip to her shoulder, to her I warm, and I breathe next to her. She holds smells with no name. Smells that make me want to push beyond the place at the mouth of the tunnel where Mother says, "Do not pass," and I put my nose where the light comes from. I'm late for lunch. Warm creeps toward the last drinking spot. I lunge for it, and then, drinking, fast and strong, drinking gulps and dribbles and gasps. Mother sings to us as we drink about the wide world beyond our den and the story of our life in the mountains. I take it in, her song, like air, like milk, pack, mountains, elk, stars, wind, rain, howl, hunt, mountains, pack. As always, Warm squirms underneath me in his low-to-the-ground way. He whimpers and pushes his head under my chin. Pop! My drinking spot is gone. Belly half full, I move on. I do not even try Sharp. He is big, and there is a bite behind all that loud-mouthed yowling. I nudge Pounce, but she steps on my head. Wag gives up her drinking spot when I push her away. Wag pushes Pounce, who pushes Sharp, and then he turns to Warm, teeth bared, and growls one word we all know, mine. Warm creeps away and curls up in the back of the den alone. One by one, we slide full-bellied into dreams. Before I do, I catch a sweet smell that gives me no peace. I yawn, lift my nose, and yes, there's more milk, and I can claim it. More if I can drink it. I will grow to be even bigger than Sharp. I will find just one swallow in every drinking spot. And now I know one thing. My brothers and sisters do not. Hind milk is the sweetest of all. I lick the last drips from my chin and curl my body around Warm so they will not step on him in the dark. Tell me again, I say to Mother. I point my nose to the tunnel. When can I go outside? It's wild and hungry out there on the home ground, Mother says, and you are tender, my wolfling, my own. Wait until you are bigger. She sighs at the soft pool of light that is spilled through the do not pass onto the den floor. Wait until you have a fighting chance. I stretch my nose toward the light and stifle the yawn that comes with the stretch. I don't want to wait. My sisters and brothers breathe the slow, deep breaths of sleep. My head bobs, but I fight. Tell me more. The pack belongs to the mountains, and the mountains belong to the pack, she begins, and the wolf star shines on us all. I listen, but the long, winding slide of dreams carries me away. And so I sleep and wake and eat and sleep until the time when I wake and Mother is gone. A cool white glow shines in me from the do not pass. I check on all the 5 smells of us and the dirt and the dry grass and the echo of Mother's smell in her hollow. Everything is here. Everything is right. Except my empty belly. I feel the sway of it side to side as I pace the den floor. There's less room now. No new smells to smell. Only longer bodies to trip over, and Sharp is still the biggest of us all. Mother has never left us so long. Warm whimpers and rubs his head against my shoulder. The pack belongs to the mountains. The mountains belong to the pack, Wag says. And the wolf star shines on us all, Worm chimes in. They go on, the two of them, telling each other the story. Sharp pretends not to care that Mother is gone, but he puts his teeth on Pounce, just in case she might taste good. She wrestle stomps him to the ground. I take my nose to the do not pass to learn what a pup can know. Worm shivers at the dare I am taking. I don't care. I am only a paw length over the line. 2 paws over. 3. 3 paws over the line, and I can smell new things. The dark den of the sky has a soft white circle that glows. Smaller white sparks flicker all around it. So many of them. More than tails, more than paws, more even than claws, paws, and tails together. I cannot stop watching them. The cool air carries news of faraway things that I've only heard about in stories. Pine, mouse, owl, fir, huckleberry, water. There is more in the air than I can name. I inch forward against Worm's nudge of warning. Do not pass. Crouch. Freeze. It's a new wolf. Sniff. Freeze. It's a not Mother smell. Sniff. Wag. Freeze. I've smelled him on Mother's fur. He is kin. I creep forward. Do not pass. Worm is long gone to the back of the den, but I can't keep the wag out of my tail. It thwaps in the den roof and rains down dirt. Hush! Nose to the ground. I do not mean to bow down. His voice pulls me down. Here's a quick picture. Listen, he says, not so harsh this time. My ears turn. The wind brings sound along with smell. Whoosh, creak, pop from the wind in the trees nearby. Hoot and scurry from farther off. And then howl. Howl! My fur goes up all over. It's a sound from my dreams. I feel an answering howl deep inside, but not so deep that the pup watcher can't see it about to come out. Hush, he says, hush. I swallow my howl and sit on my wag. I wait, hunger forgotten, in the wash of new sounds. The pup watcher waits too. He paces slowly, a gray shape in a circle of trees. I hear water running far away. Buzz, chirp, chirp from nearby, the heartbeat sound of running feet from medium far. And then nearer, and nearer still, and now I can smell them, Mother and our kin. Sharp, Wag, and Pounce are all at my heels now. They crowd in beside me, stepping over Worm and making hungry whimpers. And then Mother comes over the ridge, running with the pack all around her. Mother, she is a silver gray and tall with black ears and a black tail tip. Her kin rub shoulders with her. They bow their heads and sing her name. I can smell her sweet wild milk wind smell. Come, she says. I am all Wag. Outside? I want to be sure. Come, she says. Come out. I spring up, but Sharp shoulders past me, and Pounce steps on my hind end. I roll her off, and we burst out of the den together, raining dirt on Wag and Worm behind us. I am out. Out. The bigness of it. This new den with the black roof no jump could reach. I jump away just to try. The wind runs through my fur. My kin knows me from head to tail. I breathe in each one of them. Golden furred song, the hunter and the pup watcher growl, who walks slowly and with a limp. I cannot stop the wag. I lick the ground of our gathering place. Salt, iron, ash, home. Father stands above the rest, gray-faced, black ears, and tall, tall, tall. His scent mark is on the doorway of our den. His is the howl the pack follows. I know I should go to him and share smells, but he is silent and tall. Sharp beats me to it. He brushes past. He is just a head taller than me, and he looks down on me just to show that he can. His tail is up as always, but it goes down when he gets closer to Father. He ducks his head and slows to a creep. Father gives him 2 sniffs and a growl and nudges him away. Sharp turns to the rest of us. Teeth snapping, a growl in his throat, warning us that he is the one to smell share with Father, not us. Worm cries a little, Wag says nothing, but the hopeful lift of her tail drops. Pounce takes the bait and wrestles Sharp to the ground, losing twice before she pins him. I slip by them all and go meet my father, tall-tailed and nose up, but as I get close, my tail drops like a stone. I almost turn back to bring Worm along for courage, but some things a pup has to do on his own. Up close, Father is not just gray and black, but golden on the chest and silver over the shoulders. Dark red runs around his mouth. Son, he growls to me, mine. And I'm going to stop right there with a wolf called Wander. So what I would like to know from you all is which story you would like me to continue reading. We can read Bob, or we can read A Wolf Called Wander. Go to the Google form and vote for which one you enjoyed the most. See you next time. Bye-bye.